If Caitlin Clark is the quote-unquote savior, if she's the golden girl, milk it.
Reality is knocking on the door of the porta potty. The truth is finally coming to the light. The same light that is going to be dimming here in about 12 hours when Caitlin Clark is eliminated from the playoffs.
With Caitlin Clark, the WNBA's future seemed bright, but with her ouster from the playoffs, things took a drastic turn for the worst. Viewership has sharply declined, and many are beginning to wonder if the league's reliance on a single star player is the cause of its problems. From her stellar collegiate career at Iowa to her debut season as a professional with the Indiana Fever, let's learn more. Clark's ascent was nothing short of spectacular. Her play, which was marked by deep three-pointers, deft assists, and a rapid command of the game's pace, made her a fan favorite. She not only turned a struggling team into a playoff contender, but she also became the WNBA's face. Not only did Clark's numbers demonstrate her ability to create excitement, but so did the crowds she often brought to league games when she played. Drew, it's no exaggeration to say that Caitlin Clark single-handedly reignited interest in women's basketball by drawing fans who had never attended a WNBA game before. Her appeal was not limited to basketball alone. High viewership peaked at 1.8 million for a regular season match, an unprecedented figure for the WNBA. Ticket sales, merchandise sales, and media attention all surged as Clark's star power grew. She became a cultural figure and went beyond just being a sportswoman. Her on-court exploits were legendary. Clark was compared to NBA greats like LeBron James and Stephen Curry because of her ability to lead her team and score from anywhere on the court. She also set multiple rookie records, including the most points and assists by a rookie guard and the first WNBA rookie to record multiple triple-doubles. Court heroism. Despite her elimination from the playoffs, the WNBA now faces the challenge of maintaining the level of excitement that other professional sports leagues enjoyed. The question is whether the league has built a strong enough foundation to stand without Clark, or if it was too dependent on her to carry the league. Only time will tell if the Caitlin Clark effect was sufficient to secure the league's future, or if her absence will lead to its downfall. In addition to being a defeat for the Indiana Fever, Caitlin Clark's elimination from the playoffs dealt a devastating blow to the WNBA as a whole. In the first game following her elimination, the league's viewership fell from over 1.8 million to a pitiful 161,000. This is not just a drop in ratings. It's a steep decline for a league that has been fighting for years to maintain steady viewership. The playoffs are meant to be the most thrilling part of any sports season, but without Clark, they've turned into a ghost town where games that should be drawing huge crowds and setting records instead see empty arenas and poor TV ratings. This dramatic decline is a clear indication that the NBA's reliance on Clark may have been its undoing. While Clark's presence undoubtedly attracted new fans, those fans were there for her, not the league, and now that she's gone, are they? The Indiana Fever, who had become a must-at team with Clark on the roster, are now just another forgotten franchise. It's as if the league's entire identity was tied to one player, and now that she's gone, the WNBA is struggling to stay relevant. However, the real problem isn't just the drop in ratings, it's what that drop represents. The WNBA hasn't done enough to build a sustainable fan base. This decline in ratings ought to serve as a warning to the WNBA. The WNBA must find a way to captivate viewers if it hopes to endure and grow in the long run. Relying solely on one or two superstars to carry the league is insufficient. Beyond a single player, otherwise, the decline in post-Clark ratings might signal the start of a much bigger issue. The NBA's, although star players are crucial to any sports league success, relying solely on Caitlin Clark to spark interest and drive ratings is a risky tactic that has backfired spectacularly. Unfortunately for the WNBA, they've been playing that game for far too long, so when Caitlin Clark joined the league, it was a welcome change for the organization. The league required charisma and marketability to attract new fans and garner media attention, but the WNBA put all its eggs in one basket rather than leveraging Clark's star power to boost the league as a whole. Clark emerged as the league spokesperson, and it appears that her performance determines everything from ratings to ticket sales, souvenirs, and even sponsorship agreements. This strategy is unsustainable. When a player is hurt or, in Clark's case, eliminated from the playoffs, the league's entire business model collapses. Without Clark, the WNBA is now frantically trying to figure out how to keep fans interested and involved, but in reality, they ought to have been developing other players and developing more storylines from the beginning. This over-reliance on one star also places a great deal of strain on that individual. The WNBA needs to take a serious look at its marketing and business strategy if it wants to survive and grow. It cannot continue to place all of its hopes on one player. Instead, it must diversify its talent pool, promote other stars, and develop a more balanced and sustainable model for success. Caitlin Clark is unquestionably a generational talent, but expecting her to do so is not only unfair, but also unrealistic. The financial implications of Caitlin Clark's removal go far beyond empty seats and low TV ratings. The WNBA has historically struggled to break even. In fact, the league has lost an estimated $10 million per season for years due to the sharp decline in attendance and ratings after Clark's departure. The WNBA has long been subsidized by the NBA, which provides $200 million annually to keep the league afloat while the NBA makes billions of dollars annually. Television deals are one of the WNBA's main sources of income. With Clark out of the playoffs, viewership has plummeted, which is a significant issue for the league's bottom line. Despite this, networks like ESPN and ABC have made significant investments in WNBA game coverage, assuming that viewers will really tune in. Another area where the WNBA is experiencing financial strain is ticket sales. During the regular season, games featuring Caitlin Clark were regularly sold out, but now that she is not in the playoffs, those sellouts are a thing of the past. Empty arenas mean fewer ticket sales, which is a major blow to the league's revenue. Merchandise sales have also suffered because fans are less likely to purchase jerseys and gear when their favorite player isn't on the court. If TV ratings continue to drop, networks may begin to reevaluate their commitment to the WNBA, which could lead to smaller contracts and less revenue for the league. The fallout from Clark's removal serves as a stark reminder of how much the WNBA depended on her to keep the League of Florida afloat. Without her, the league faces a sizable revenue gap that will be challenging to close. If the WNBA hopes to stay afloat, it must find a way to make money. More than one standout player, although there is no denying Caitlin Clark's influence on the WNBA, the league lost out on a chance that could have long-term repercussions by not leveraging her accomplishment. Rather than elevating other performers and developing gripping plots with Clark's star power, the WNBA grew unduly preoccupied with marketing her and this particular player. The league is currently susceptible due to focus, and the WNBA is having difficulty being relevant now that Clark is not in the playoffs. Developing rivalries and generating enthusiasm around numerous teams and players was one of the WNBA's greatest lost opportunities. Sports fan engagement is greatly influenced by rivalries, but the WNBA has been happy to rely on individual players like Clark to garner attention. While that tactic may be effective in the short term, it is insufficient to develop a loyal following. Additionally, the WNBA lost the chance to more successfully market its other talents. Because the WNBA was so focused on promoting Clark, players like Breanna Stewart, AIA Wilson, and Nifa Collier, who are extremely talented and have the potential to be major draws for the league, were overshadowed. The league's marketing strategy was short-sighted, and now that Clark is gone, the WNBA is frantically trying to figure out how to keep fans interested. This lost opportunity is a clear indication that the WNBA needs to reevaluate its approach to marketing and promotion. In order to grow and thrive, the WNBA must develop more captivating storylines, rivalries, and support a wider range of players. Only then will the league be able to maintain its momentum and draw in fans even when its biggest stars are off the court. The WNBA is at a crossroads. The league cannot afford to rely on just one player to carry the weight of the entire league. The league's weakness has been made clear by Caitlin Clark's elimination from the playoffs, and there are now major concerns about its survival due to declining ratings, unfilled arenas, and a huge revenue gap. Can the WNBA survive without its brightest star, or is this the beginning of the end for women's professional basketball? The league is experiencing an existential crisis. How the WNBA handles this problem will determine the answer to that query. First and foremost, the WNBA must expand its talent pool and support a greater range of players. The league has an opportunity to learn from its failures and implement the improvements required to secure its sustainability. Although Caitlin Clark is the league's face, other talented players like A.A. Wilson, Breanna Stewart, and Nifa Collier also have the potential to become big stars, and the league needs to do a better job of promoting them. The WNBA also needs to develop more interesting storylines and rivalries to keep fans interested. Sports fans love a good rivalry, and the WNBA has the potential to create some great ones. But to do that, the league needs to focus on building up teams and creating excitement. The WNBA has the potential to be a lucrative league, but it needs to be innovative and imaginative. Ultimately, the WNBA's future will depend on its capacity to change and grow. The WNBA is facing a significant challenge in the wake of Caitlin Clark's elimination, but it's not too late to turn things around. What do you think the league should do next? Please share your thoughts in the comments section, and remember to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more updates. Caitlin Clark's elimination may have been a setback, but it doesn't have to be the end if the league can learn from this experience and make the necessary changes, so it can not only survive but thrive in the years to come.